Attention all wrestling fans, get ready for the ultimate fan experience at the WCBS WrestleMania Fan Meetup in Los Angeles, California from March 30th through April 2nd. This event will bring together the biggest event in wrestling and your favorite podcast, as well as diehard fans from all over the world. This is the perfect opportunity for fans to connect and celebrate their love of the sport as well as their love of us. So mark your calendars, grab your tickets, and get ready to suck it and join us live. Don't miss out on the ultimate fan experience of the WCBS WrestleMania Fan Meetup weekend in LA. And if you're not a wrestling fan, there will be other YouTube creator events, including a trip to the brand new Super Nintendo World at Universal Studios. So listen to World Class Bullshitters Live for more updates, and for more information, email worldclassbs@mail.com. Thebestmail.com, jabroni.
The following is a world-class Bullshitters exclusive.
Remember the Beanie Baby? If you grew up in the 90s, you remember these silly little spuds. They were exactly what the name implies, beanbags that people valued like babies. There were lions, tigers, bears, rhinos, zebras, dildos, the birds, not the other thing, and pretty much anything else you can imagine. They were so popular, in fact, that people fought over them and even split them up in a divorce. The Beanie Baby was the collecting fad of the late 90s. One we're glad is over. Today, yes, this exact day, today, collecting has reached new levels of popularity. Everybody collects something, and the internet documents that. Action figures, records, dolls, there's a market for it all. Collecting can be broad and deep, but there's one type of collectible that's the definition of surface-level collecting. The Funko Pop. The Funko Pop is for the person who wants to be a part of the community, but put in minimal effort. It's for the people who like to go to the big movies just to be a part of the hype, even if they're not a fan. It's like wearing a store-bought kid's costume to Comic-Con. Sure, we can tell you're Spider-Man, and we'll be nice, but we can tell the difference between minimal effort and what you can afford. Funko Pop should be renamed to FOMO Pops because people only bought them because they're afraid of missing out. Thankfully, for the discerning collector, these abominations of vinyl hit the wall. Hard. $30 million worth of Funko Pop figures, those big-headed vinyl pop culture dolls, will soon make their way into the hands of a new collector, the garbage collector. Funko said in its fourth quarter earnings report that a combination of waning demand for the toys and a surplus of inventory is creating a financial trouble for the company. Last year they had to rent excess warehouse space just to hold the buildup of Funko Pops, which ranged from Baby Yoda to Eddie Van Halen. Funko was holding about $246 million worth of dolls at the end of 2022. That's 48% more than what they had just 1 year before. The company intends to eliminate a bit of that nearly $250 million inventory in the first half of 2023 to reduce fulfillment costs by managing inventory levels to align with the operating capacity of our distribution center, Funko said in a statement Wednesday. Whew, that's a lot of corporate talk. This is expected to result in a write-down for the first half of 2023, approximately $30 to $36 million. In short, the product they're storing now is worth less than the cost of keeping it on hand, so they're dumping at least $30 million worth of it. On a call with investors last week, CEO of Funko Pop said they already filled his Arizona distributing center to the brim with dolls and was forced to rent excess storage containers for them. The cost of that extra storage, he said, was causing the company to lose money at a rapid clip. The company executives also announced that they would cut 10% of their workforce as a cost-cutting measure. Funko benefited during the pandemic boom, posting $1 billion in net sales for 2021, a 58% increase from 2020. But those gains didn't hold up as the global economy reopened. The company reopened at a total loss of $47 million in the fourth quarter of 2022. That's down from a profit of $17 million during the same period the year before. It was clear from our last earnings call that the business and our operations hit an inflection point. A combination of macro factors and Funko-specific issues have disrupted our financial and operating performance to an unacceptable degree. How the mighty have fallen. I hate to take pleasure in bad things, so I won't. But I saw this coming. Funko Pops are a fad just like everything else, just one that stuck around for a long time. Remember the Pog? How about the Furby? Toy trends are harmless enough, but investing in crap leads to a shitty return. The Pop represents the worst part of collecting. They're generic looking and vague enough to look like the movie or show it's supposed to come from, but there's no detail. There's a beauty in simplicity, but these are crap. So much of pop culture gets represented with a pop, and I hate that because it boils the brand down to its name and the most recognizable elements in a bad way. They look cheap. Luckily, they're all cheap enough for people who aren't fans, but want to be a part of the fad. That kills the collector market because fads die and then there's $30 million in waste. $30 million in Funko Pops. Now, according to their website, a Funko Pop costs about $15. That's roughly 2 million of these bad boys going in the trash. Again, from their website, your average pop is about 4 inches tall. Don't feel threatened. If stacked on top of each other, they'd reach very far. Like I said, your average pop is 4 inches tall. The Sears Tower is 1,450 feet tall. That's 17,448 inches, or 4,362 Funko Pops. There's still almost 2 million left of the initial 2 million that's going to waste, and that's a lot of pops. Think about all that waste. Now, of course, this is at cost, so it's probably something like a small city's worth, but no matter how you slice it, this is a lot of Funko Pops that are going to be destroyed. This was inevitable. Making toys based on stupid things is a trend in collecting I hate. I don't need Gary from Parks and Rec. How about Bob Ross? I love Bob Ross. I'm an artist. I enjoy him unironically, unlike most people, but I won't buy his figure. I own his books. There's value in those. It's part of Bob Ross's process, which represents his life, better than a Funko Pop ever could. My main gripe is that pops are ugly and lazy. There's a reason why companies are striving to make products better. It's so consumers will buy repeats with only minor variations. I own dozens of Spider-Man figures and 0 Funko Pops of the character. Look at this Cyclops figure. Starting to think of the X-Men cartoon, right? Yeah. By the way, I have an interview with the creators of that show coming up very soon. But you look at this figure and you think, wow, that's a great Cyclops. Well, it was a great Cyclops, and it was good enough for back then, but when I saw this, I had to upgrade it. This is just one example. Look at Hot Toys. They make those photorealistic figures that often get used by mistake on websites for real photos. They're great. They're pricey, but they're worth it. They too are guilty of re-releasing toys with slight upgrades, but I won't bite. The original looks wonderful, the new ones are great, but I already invested in my figure. The release gives new collectors a chance to spend $400 on a toy. That's money that goes back to the company. You can't do that with Funko. They all look the same. You want to upgrade that Jim Lee Cyclops? Well, there's only one type of body. Sorry. Spending resources on creating pops from The Office and other actionless properties got them here. The Funko Pop caught on like wildfire, but its decline is here. I'll be following the reports, but remember folks, I take no pleasure in this. So what I want to know today are, what are your thoughts on Funko Pops? Do you collect them? Tell me down in the comments below. Actually, here's the 3 questions for today. 1, do you collect Funko Pops? 2, if you do, what's your favorite Funko Pop? And 3, how do you feel about this news that Funko is losing $30 million worth of Funko Pops to the trash? You know my opinion on Funko Pops, but I'm also the kind of guy that wants to know why you like them. There's no judgment here on my end. We've seen giants fall all the time. Disney's reporting losses, other companies are reporting losses, Funko's reporting losses. It's hurting across the board. But I do believe the Funko Pop was the conductor of its own demise. So folks, if you enjoyed this content, hit that thumbs up button to let us know and to let YouTube know. It helps fight this stupid algorithm. And if you really want to help us grow, join our membership program. A couple bucks a month helps us go a long way. And instead of telling you all about that off the top of my head, let me tell you about it from the past. Are you tired of just being another casual viewer on YouTube? Upgrade to a WCBS YouTube member and unlock a world of exclusive content, perks, and benefits. As a member, you'll get access to behind-the-scenes footage, early access to new videos, and more. Plus, you'll be able to show your support for our channel and connect with other members in our exclusive community. But that's not all. Members will also have the opportunity to join our monthly Q&A sessions where you can ask us anything and interact with us in real time in our members-only streams. And for those who love to show their support, we've got exclusive member-only discounts on all WCBS merchandise. So what are you waiting for? Pick the tier that's right for you today. You get more at each level, including a credit on all future WCBS videos and access to our Patreon back catalog with over 1,000 hours of content. Join the WCBS YouTube member program today and take your viewing experience to the next level. Thank you for watching. Be smart, be safe, be cool, but always be excellent to each other. Thanks for watching today's video. Yes, it's over, but don't cry because there's more, a lot more from World Class Bullshitters. And there's only one way to get it. Hit that subscribe button below. When you do that, you'll get notifications and updates from World Class Bullshitters every time we go live. Basically, you won't miss anything. And if there's one thing I hate, it's FOMO. But the thing most people hate more than FOMO is fear of missing out on World Class Bullshitters, because there's just some things you can't undo. So folks, do yourselves a favor and never miss anything from World Class Bullshitters. One last thing before you go, hit the thumbs up button. Not for our egos, no, they're big enough as this, but it does help us fight the algorithm here, and well, it's man versus machine, and that's the real fight. But if that's not your battle, that's okay. There's one last way you can help WCBS, and that's going over to shopwcbs.com, picking up a t-shirt, a beer glass, a sweatshirt, a poster, all sorts of ways to back WCBS. The difference between us and other YouTube channels is I'm the artist that makes all this stuff, so if you enjoy art beyond t-shirts, you can even read our comic books. We got it all. We're called the epitome of pop culture for a reason, and no, again, it's not for our egos. So folks, make sure you're involved with every aspect of world-class bullshitters, not just for us, but do it for yourself. We're making the change in entertainment everybody out there wants to see. And a special thank you goes out to all of our wonderful patrons who make this content possible. Go to patreon.com/worldclassbs to get involved and help out the channel.